Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to G Bear's Off-Grid Ways, a homestead in the desert. And here we are on January 11th, 2021. That's 11121. Yeah, I'll play with numbers there. 11121. Okay, so anyway, here's all the chickens. They hear my voice and they think I'm bringing them something. I've been working out here today. Well, I've been working outside all day because today is just when the warm-up is just starting. So, it was only about 62, 63 degrees, somewhere in there today. But tomorrow it's supposed to jump up a little bit more. And then every day going towards the end of the week, it's going to get warmer and warmer. And they're talking about possibility of mid to upper 80s by the weekend. Yeah, that's when I'll get some work done. Anyway, look at how nice and clean the chicken yard is. Yep, and put some water in their little baths there. With the heat coming, they sometimes like to stand in the water, just keep their feet cool. And I guess that cools the rest of their body down. Yeah, I got everything all cleaned up here. And in here they had this shredded. The old grapevine perch they had flipped over, and they had moved the water bucket out of place. And so I got in here and I cleaned everything up and cleaned out that coop too. Finally, I've been wanting to do that since like July. I finally got around to it. Hey kids, how you doing? You want to say hi to everybody out there on YouTube? Can you say hi? Okay, so I had the coop open to air out in there, and I'm sure you saw the video the other night with the Brinzia Chick Safe Eco unit there. And just works by the sun. When there's light out, the door is open. When the light goes down at the end of the day, the door closes. It takes 1 full minute for it to either close or open. But what a nice thing that is, that I don't have to worry about coming out every night or getting up every morning early and coming out and opening it for them. And I don't have to ever worry, did I remember to close the coop? No, it's all done, all automatic. So yeah, so I came through here today too, and let me open this up and cleaned everything out in here. Got everything all scrubbed, and I took that old barrel that I used to have for the other chickens. I used to sit in that on the hot summer days out there in the yard, and I cut a circle and put it inside of the barrel. So it's 2 more nesting boxes. And see how that works out. So I'm going to be replacing all of the nesting in here real soon. But I have to bring my shop vac out, and I'm just going to vac all of the old stuff out and put new stuff in. So on this side, same thing. I'm going to put more straw in and less wood shavings. I'm just going to put a coating of wood shavings on the bottom of the box. And then these chickens, unlike the other ones that I got, these chickens do not poop in their nesting boxes. The other ones did. They were just constantly dirty, the next nesting boxes. These keep them pretty darn clean. So those eggs that are in there that you're seeing, those are ceramic eggs. Those just help promote egg laying. And they work great. Pulled my 3 eggs out of here a little while ago. Got those into the house. That was another thing that I did today. Now we're going to go up towards the container. Oh yeah, I also gave the mulberry trees a real good soaking. That one there was the last one I just did a little while ago, and there's still water sitting on top. So the ground underneath is so saturated, the water won't go down anymore. Because, of course, about 3 feet down from here, we have that stuff called caliche, which is almost like cement. It's hard as heck. And that's about 3 feet down through this whole area. At one time, this whole area was the bottom of a lake bed. Over the thousands of years, it dried up, of course, and dirt and dust and sand and all of that stuff blew in with the winds and covered it all up. But the caliche was the bottom of the lake bed, and it holds water pretty darn good. So once that water gets down to there, the only place it could go, well, it does still keep on soaking through, but it takes forever to soak through it, but it spreads out. So a lot of the stuff around here stays green when there's water underground. The rest of it grays out like that. But if you look over there by my pond, right here, on the other side of the pond there, right behind the motorhome there, and if you follow that track right down past my greenhouse, you see the green bushes there. They keep on going on a straight line out there. So there's an underwater stream down here underneath this thing that runs right in that direction. And one of these days I might think about using my post hole auger and modifying it so I can drill down and see if I can hit water anywhere. Even if it's just enough to keep my plants watered, that'd be perfect. Anyway, that was another thing that I was doing today. And then my drag sled is up here on the trailer because I had to work on it. Over the course of using it, the self-drilling screws that I had holding the back plate on, the heads popped off of them. So I had to weld it back into place. I welded it all the way down the side so I don't have to worry about it popping off anymore. I'm going to be hauling this up to my neighbor's place and helping him grade roads with it. So I figured I'll just leave it on the trailer until that time comes. But I also have another job to do up there, a couple of other jobs anyway. But another job up there is I'm going to be helping another neighbor get their water system set up with putting a pedestal out like that. Well, they're going to have a square one, but putting a pedestal down and bringing in a big water tank and getting it set up and piping it in. And I've got to find an inline 1-inch inlet outlet, inline pressure activated water pump. I think I'm going to go with 120 volts, and I just have to tunnel from these containers over to there and add a circuit right in the pump house, and I'll be able to run that pump off the 120 volts instead of off of solar. But it's all off of solar anyway because it all comes off of my solar system. But yeah, I want to do that so that all of my faucets are pressurized and not just gravity feed for half of them and pressure on I got pressure on the sinks, toilet, and shower. But all of my hose connections and that stuff, well, I also have it on my laundry, but all my other hose connections out here are all gravity feed. So I usually put my transfer pump on those when I need water pressure, but it's a little bit of a hassle. So if I just have water pressure all the time, hey, what the heck, right? So you see the 2 tires here. Well, it's not 2 tires, that's 1 tire. You remember that old tire I brought in I was going to cut in half? Well, that's it. I cut it in half and I just set those 2 pieces right there for now. Where's the rim? Well, let's go see. There it is, right there on top of the wood. 2 halves. So now I've got to look around the desert for 2 pipes or square stock tubing or something like that I can weld right here in the centers on the other side and then set these things in the ground so I can roll up my garden hoses on them instead of coiling them up and just leaving them on the ground. Because when they're on the ground, there's critters, especially the woodpeckers of all things. When the spring comes around, the woodpeckers get on the hoses that are laying on the ground, and they'll peck holes through them to get whatever water's still inside the hose. Well, if you forget to shut off your faucet at the cabin and they poke a hole through the hose, they're going to drain your tanks. So I want to get those up off the ground to where I don't have to worry about that part anymore. So I did transfer some water around today, and that's why the mulberries are soaked and things like that. So yeah, the rest of this week I'm going to get a lot done with the weather getting better. Tonight I'm making bistec ranchero. That's where you take beef strips, slice your beef into strips about 1/4 inch thick and long strips, and then you put that in the pan, in a saucepan with a cover, not a saucepan, a fry pan that has a cover, fits it, and put some vegetable oil in there, start cooking up the meat, and then you add onions and jalapeno peppers and cilantro and tomatoes, fresh tomatoes, and yeah, all that stuff. Just cook it all down. The cilantro is the last thing you put in, though. Don't put it in too early, otherwise it just disintegrates and it loses its flavor. You want that last cilantro flavor right on the top just before you're done cooking. It steams in real quickly. And then I serve that with grilled flour tortillas, and roll the flour tortillas up, and just delicious. So that's my dinner tonight. But one other thing that I did do today is I cleaned my barbecue, because if the weather is going to be better this week, my barbecue is going to fire up again. So I got that all cleaned up. Stainless cleaners over there that I used to clean it all. But it wasn't that bad. It was just full of dirt and dust. You know, the rain gets on it, and then the wind blows the dust, and that sticks on it. So I had to just clean all that stuff up. But it's all ready to go. I even cooked off the inside and cleaned that down. So it's ready. It's barbecue season coming up here, at least for this week. And then we'll probably go back into another deep freeze. Who knows, right? Anyway, that's all I have for you today. Thank you for joining me. This is G-Bear reminding you, don't forget to click that thumbs up down there, like my videos. Don't forget to click subscribe if you haven't already. And also, click on share. And then share it with friends, family, relatives. Heck, even share it with your enemies. They're not my enemies until they become them. Of course, if they're really bad people, don't share it with them, please. I don't need that. Thanks anyway. This is G-Bear signing off.